The real deal on why your house isn't selling. Your house has been on the market for weeks, months, basically a long time. Some showings are happening, buyers are even walking through your home, but why isn't it selling? One of the hardest parts of selling a home is not knowing why buyers aren't making offers. You clean the house, you prepare for showings, you leave every time someone wants to see it, and then nothing. No offer, no contract, no clear answer. But here's what most sellers don't realize. The market is almost always giving us feedback. The question is whether you're paying attention to it. Section 1. One comment is an opinion, patterns are data. After every showing, I try to gather as much feedback as possible. And one thing I tell sellers all the time is this: don't overreact to one opinion. One buyer may dislike the paint color. One buyer may want a larger yard. One buyer may simply not like the neighborhood. That's normal. But when multiple buyers start saying similar things, we stop looking at opinions and start looking at patterns. And patterns are where strategy comes from. Section 2. Price is usually a pattern, not a surprise. One of the most common things we hear sounds something like this: we loved the home, but it's a little high for what it is. We saw another home we'd choose at this price point instead. The monthly payments felt just a little bit too high. Now, buyers rarely walk through a house and simply say, "Oh, the price is wrong." Instead, they compare values. And if multiple buyers are reaching similar conclusions, that's valuable information. Not because we need to panic, but not because we need to react immediately, but because the market may be telling us something. Section 3. Condition can interrupt emotion. Another common pattern involves condition. Most buyers say it needs updating. The carpet felt a little bit worn. It didn't feel move-in ready. The kitchen felt dated. What's interesting is buyers can still like the house. They may even love the house. But if something interrupts that emotional connection or pattern, they often move on to the next property. Sometimes the solution isn't a price change. Sometimes it's decluttering. Sometimes it's touch-up paint. Sometimes it's repairs. And sometimes it's simply helping the home show better. Section 4. Sometimes it isn't the house at all. This surprises a lot of sellers. Sometimes feedback has nothing to do with the home. Buyers say, "We're still looking. We just started our search. We're not ready quite yet. We want to see a few more homes." That's not negative feedback. That's timing feedback. And timing is a completely different conversation than price or condition, which is why it's important not to overreact every time somebody leaves without writing an offer. Section 5. Positioning matters. Sometimes buyers tell us the layout wasn't quite right. We wanted another bedroom. The backyard felt smaller than expected. The location wasn't ideal. And often that doesn't mean there's something wrong with the property. It means we need to adjust how we're positioned to the market. Maybe the listing highlights the wrong features. Maybe the photography isn't telling the right story. Maybe we're attracting the wrong buyer pool. Good marketing isn't just getting attention, it's getting the right attention. Section 6. Feedback guides results. This is why I believe feedback is one of the most valuable tools we have as agents. Every showing creates information. That information creates insight. The insight helps us shape strategy. The strategy helps us position the home more effectively. And better positioning often creates better results. That's why I always tell sellers, don't focus on one showing, focus on the pattern. Because the goal isn't to react emotionally. The goal is to make smart, strategic decisions based on what the market is telling us, both verbally in feedback and both non-verbally. Final thoughts. If your home isn't selling, it doesn't automatically mean something is wrong. It doesn't automatically mean the price is wrong. And it doesn't automatically mean you need to make a drastic change. What it means is we need to gather data. We need to identify patterns and make informed decisions because the market is always communicating. Our job is to listen. If you're thinking about buying or selling your home in Utah and want strategy built on real market feedback instead of just guesswork, feel free to reach out. And if you enjoy real estate content without all the fluff, subscribe for more episodes of The Real Deal hosted by Graham Allen.